Hi guys, welcome to another video. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to build a smooth roller coaster. Please be aware that for this tutorial you will need a few game passes such as the Ride Operations game pass and possibly more, but you do not really need. Let's get straight into it. So first of all we're going to place a multi-launch roller coaster and we're just going to place a few station pieces. Next you'll make it turn out of the station about 45 degrees to the right, and you'll go straight into a block brake run just so it can prepare for the launch. Now select booster over here and create a decently long launch about that big. Now that you've done that, you'll go straight up here and into an airtime hill. Now that you've done that, you'll build a little dip and then go up here into a mini top hat. Just to make sure it gets over this top hat, make sure you test around with Ride Operations if you do have the game pass. If you do not, then do not worry because there's alternate options you can do. Now that you've finished that top hat, so it does look quite cool, you'll go down probably to facing the ground level, drop, and into some nice elements of your choice. But I've chosen to do a few inversions because these launch coasters typically have inversions. So it's going to be sort of like, if anyone knows what it is, the Velocicoaster. We're going to just go straight into a turn. Make sure you have the pivot offset set on any number you want, but ideally a 4. Turning around like this, just doing some cool maneuvers. I'm probably going to go into a barrel roll over here, or heartline roll, whatever you want to call it. Make sure to include some airtime elements. So over here I'm going to include a small airtime hill just to get the layout looking a bit more intense, as this ride should be. I would also highly recommend using an outer bank, so I would recommend making one that looks like one of these curved ones where it does something like that, and just keep doing lots of banks. That's the main key point in this overall. And you want the ride to now get back to the layout because all of this layout has been completed for a start. So we're just going to do that. Right, so now you're going to go into the brake run and we're going to use some block brakes right here because we want more capacity on this. Now that we are back over here, we're just going to try get it back to the station. So just do a few turns. It's going to be quite a boring section. If you were to theme this ride, I'd probably put a dark section. Now, there are literally, I would recommend doing 4 train length or 3, whatever you would like to do, but I will go for 4. Now you want to test out this ride, so just going to speed this bit up. So as you've seen just then, that was the layout, but there's a bit of an issue. The launch is a bit too powerful. So as you can see, this coming past right now picks up a bit too much speed over the airtime hill. Should not be taking that much speed, and that top hat, it goes over too quickly. So if your ride's also in this situation, what I would recommend doing is, this is only for Ride Operations users, I would halve the boost power. So just keep testing around with the percentage. If this doesn't make it, for example, then maybe change the speed to higher. So this is probably not going to, yeah, it won't. So yeah, you'll just have to do what I'm doing, keep testing around with the boost power. I'd definitely recommend having it lower than the default is, because the default boost power is a bit too high in my opinion. Like, it's already set to 100%, doesn't need to be too quick. So that was quite decently quick, that airtime hill, getting over that. So what I will be doing is probably making an additional launch to get up the top at, just to make it a bit less of a struggle. So if you just do this and make it a booster, then you can just make it a bit easier for yourself. And if I were to just lower this launch, so basically you want to be trying to edit around with the ride and making it work out well for you. So now you've done this and the boost is shorter, just change the train length again as you did before. Now can you see there are less trains, so that just shows that I've edited it. It will be doing this turn now, it's loading the station, should be doing all of that now. This top hat is quite a rough one, so if you need to go over the layout and edit some bits, then you can absolutely do that. So I would say that is pretty rough, but I will just keep it like that for now. So it is gaining that good speed that we want, but it's a bit slightly quick if I do say so myself. But that is a quite good speed for this layout, in fact. So overall, you just need to do a bit of testing. If you have a look at the speed it takes over this airtime hill, of course your layout will be a bit different to my layout, but hopefully this has taught you how to make a better launch coaster, and you can make one even better than this that is less rough. I'll pop the POV up, but I have realised that this is probably a bit too high. You can also edit the percentage of the boost power if that would be to your standard. And I just set it to 71 just then, as you've seen. Make sure that it is perfect, because if you do not make the layout good on your roller coaster, it just makes the roller coaster 10 times worse. So like that wing coaster POV that I shown a few days ago, that needs to be perfected. So now that is a perfect speed. So you see there's a difference between a perfect speed and a bad speed for your ride. So just make sure you're always monitoring that speed of your ride. And now all you really need to do is just theme that ride to whatever you would like. So I'll give you some recommendations. How about try out a steampunk theme? I would say that is a pretty good idea in my opinion. But anyway, I'll show the POV just to show you guys how it should look being your smooth roller coaster.